Imagine a place where trees don't grow straight. They twist and bend as if someone forced them into pain. Where time stops, compasses lose their minds, and the air feels like a living presence whispering your name. Now imagine another place, where the weight of thousands of shadows hangs in the air, where even silence feels alive. And when the wind moves, it feels like an ancient spirit brushing past your ear. And then, think of an underground darkness where people don't just get lost. They see their own shadows move like living humans. Where the air is so heavy, you can feel someone standing right behind you, breathing. Today's video uncovers the secrets of places like these. Places people say are not just dark, but alive with a force of their own. Hoia Baciu Forest. Just outside the city of Cluj-Napoca in Romania lies a forest so strange and unsettling that locals refuse to enter it after dark. Hoia Baciu Forest is often called the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, and its reputation comes from decades of unexplained events. Trees here twist into unnatural shapes, forming arches and tunnels that look alive. The deeper you walk, the heavier the air feels, as if the forest itself is watching you. For centuries, people have disappeared in Hoia Baciu. Children, hunters, and hikers vanish without a trace, and sometimes return years later with no memory of where they were. The forest seems to affect time, visitors report, losing hours or even entire days without realizing it. Compasses spin endlessly. GPS devices fail. Phones and cameras stop working. Yet people still swear they see figures or strange lights moving just beyond the trees. At the heart of the forest is a circular clearing. No trees grow there, no grass, no flowers. The soil tests normal, but the place feels unnatural. Locals tell stories of glowing lights hovering above the clearing or small orbs floating between the trees. Some believe it is a portal to another dimension, a rift between our world and another that the forest guards fiercely. Others think it is a gathering place for spirits or entities not of this earth. Many visitors report terrifying experiences. Some feel sudden burning on their skin as if touched by invisible hands. Others hear whispers calling their names even when no one is around. Animals refuse to enter this forest. Dogs howl, birds avoid the trees, and cats will not cross its boundary. The atmosphere is heavy, filled with a presence no one can see but everyone can feel. In the 1960s, a military technician took aerial photos of the forest. In one image, a perfectly circular, glowing object hovered above the trees. Something unlike any natural phenomenon. Scientists tried to dismiss it as a trick of light, but locals insist the photograph captured one of the forest's many unexplained events. Over the years, other unexplained lights have been reported. Some float silently between the branches, others move at impossible speeds, disappearing as quickly as they appear. The forest's reputation for terror is matched only by its allure. Paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and the brave-hearted come to Hoia Baciu hoping to capture evidence of the unknown. Many return shaken, some claim near-death experiences, and a few never return at all. Those who do survive often describe the same overwhelming feeling. The forest is alive, not with wildlife, not with the wind, but with an intelligence, a consciousness that watches, judges, and sometimes manipulates the human mind. Hoia Baciu Forest remains unexplained. Scientists cannot account for the disappearances or the electromagnetic anomalies reported there. Skeptics say it is mere superstition, a forest full of natural oddities amplified by imagination. But the locals know better. They call it cursed. They avoid it after dusk. And they tell stories that chill the soul, that the forest remembers, that it reacts, that it occasionally chooses who will leave and who will stay. Those who have survived a night in Hoia Baciu speak of a sound, a low humming, barely audible, almost vibrating through the soil itself. Others claim they feel invisible barriers, as if the forest is guiding them along a path or keeping them trapped in a loop. Lights appear in the distance, forming shapes like people, only to vanish when approached. Shadows move in ways no human or animal could. Time bends and stretches. Minutes can feel like hours. The forest is deceptive, alive, and utterly alien. No one can prove what happens inside Hoia Baciu. All that remains are testimonies, photographs with anomalies that cannot be explained, audio recordings with voices that were never there, and the memories of those who entered and returned with stories of hallucinations, visions, and encounters with things they cannot name. For the millions who have never dared to enter, the forest remains a dark stain on Romania's landscape. For For the few who have, it is a place of nightmares, wonder, and terror that never truly leaves them. And so, Hoia Baciu Forest endures, twisting, bending, breathing, and waiting. Waiting for the next person curious enough, brave enough, or foolish enough to walk beneath its gnarled trees and into the unknown. Every rustle of leaves, every flicker of light, every whisper in the darkness is a reminder that some places in Europe are not just mysterious, but alive in ways humanity cannot understand. The Hill of Crosses. On a small hill in northern Lithuania, near the town of Šiauliai, stands a place that seems peaceful at first glance. A place covered with tens of thousands of crosses, of every size and shape. This is the Hill of Crosses, a sacred site that has drawn pilgrims for centuries. But beneath the beauty lies something far stranger, something that has earned it a reputation as one of Europe's most mysterious and unnerving places. The hill is not simply a religious symbol. It is said to be a gateway, a place where the boundary between the living and the dead is thin. Visitors report sensations that cannot be explained, sudden chills, feelings of being watched, and whispers that seem to come from nowhere. The crosses themselves appear to move subtly, shifting just slightly when no one is looking. Pilgrims say that when the wind blows, the hill seems to hum, a soft, low vibration, almost like a chant carried by the spirits who reside there. For centuries, the site has endured attempts to erase it. During Soviet rule, authorities bulldozed the crosses repeatedly. Each time, locals returned overnight to rebuild the hill, sometimes placing more crosses than before. They claimed a force beyond human understanding protected it, and that the hill itself demanded to be filled with symbols of faith, grief, and memory. Visitors often describe strange occurrences during their stay. Some see shadows moving between the crosses, too quick or too deliberate to be natural. Others hear soft footsteps following them, even when they are alone. Lights sometimes appear at dusk, small orbs floating in the air, illuminating sections of the hill before disappearing without a trace. A few visitors have even claimed to hear their names called softly, though no one else is nearby. The crosses themselves carry the weight of hundreds of years of sorrow and hope. Each one represents a story, a lost loved one, a prayer for guidance, or a silent plea for protection. And yet, many who walk among them feel a presence that is not comforting. Some report seeing figures dressed in old traditional clothing among the crosses, figures that vanish when approached. Others speak of sudden feelings of despair or fear, as if the hill itself is judging them for reasons they cannot understand. The most unsettling reports come from those who spend extended time on the hill. They describe time behaving strangely, minutes stretching into hours, and hours collapsing into moments. People report seeing visions of past visitors, apparitions, repeating the same movements they themselves have just made. Some claim to hear the whispers of the dead, soft prayers blending with the rustling of the crosses. The effect is so profound that many leave feeling changed, carrying with them a sense of the hill's power that never fades. Despite its eerie reputation, the Hill of Crosses continues to attract thousands of visitors each year. Pilgrims, historians, thrill seekers, and paranormal investigators all come seeking answers, or perhaps an encounter with the unexplained, and yet no one can fully explain the phenomena. Scientists attribute some of the sensations to psychological effects or the wind, but those who have spent hours walking among the crosses insist it is something more, something ancient, alive, and watching. Standing on the hill today, one can see the vast expanse of crosses, stretching into the horizon. Each one is a testament to faith, memory, and the inexplicable, and in the quiet moments, when the wind moves through the metal and wood, there is a sound that is not wind alone, a hum, a vibration, almost as if the hill itself is breathing, remembering, and waiting. The Hill of Crosses is more than a site of devotion. It is a place where Europe's living history intersects with the mysteries of the unseen. A place that reminds visitors that not all spiritual forces are benevolent, and that some places carry the weight of countless souls whose stories are not yet finished. To walk there is to step into a world where the line between the natural and the supernatural blurs, and where every cross whispers secrets of the past to those willing to listen. And so the hill stands, silent, solemn, yet endlessly alive. It endures, protected by the faith of generations and the unexplained forces that seem to inhabit it. Those who visit leave with a sense that they have touched something ancient, something aware, and something far beyond ordinary human understanding. The Hill of Crosses waits for every new visitor, watching, observing, and reminding all who dare approach that some places in Europe are not merely sacred. They are alive in ways no one can fully comprehend. Edinburgh Vaults, beneath the cobbled streets of Edinburgh's Old Town, lies a hidden world, a network of underground vaults that has terrified generations. These are the Edinburgh Vaults, abandoned chambers built in the late 18th century, originally intended as storage spaces for tradesmen and merchants, but their history quickly turned dark. The vaults became overcrowded with people seeking shelter, and in time, crime, disease, and death turned them into a place no one dared linger in after sunset. The vaults are narrow, claustrophobic, and labyrinthine. Thick stone walls create endless shadows, and the air is damp, cold, and heavy with the scent of decay. Local legend claims that those who enter the vaults alone often hear whispers echoing from the darkness, footsteps where no one walks, and doors slamming in corridors that have no exits. Some say you can hear the faint sobs of people who died trapped there centuries ago, their grief lingering like a stain in the stone. During the 19th century, the vaults were used by criminals, beggars, and the homeless. Stories tell of murders, robberies, and even secret satanic rituals. Coffins were discovered hidden in narrow chambers, evidence that some who entered never left alive. Those brave enough to explore the vaults recount seeing shadows dart between walls, feeling sudden cold hands brushing against their shoulders, and hearing their names whispered in the dark. Though no one else is present, paranormal investigators have explored the Edinburgh Vaults extensively. Cameras malfunction, lights flicker, and audio equipment records sounds that cannot be explained. Some report seeing figures with hollow eyes, crouched in corners, observing intruders before disappearing. Others describe a sense of being watched so intensely it feels physical, as if the stone itself is alive, aware, and intent on keeping its secrets. Even the layout of the vaults is deceptive. Corridors seem to shift, passages that appeared open moments ago suddenly dead end. Some explorers have reported re-entering a section, only to find themselves in a completely different chamber. Time, too, behaves strangely. A minute can feel like an hour. For those who linger too long, panic sets in. The vaults play tricks on the mind, amplifying fear until the very walls feel like they are closing in. Despite the official warnings and the dangerous reputation, the vaults continue to attract thrill seekers and ghost hunters. They come armed with torches, cameras, and courage, hoping to capture a glimpse of the unknown. But the vaults rarely show themselves willingly. Many leave with nothing more than an overwhelming sense of dread, a lingering feeling that something followed them out, unseen but palpably present. The Edinburgh Vaults remain sealed to the general public, yet those who venture near the entrances often feel the pull of the underground darkness. The air above the cobbled streets carries whispers from below, faint but insistent, reminding the city above that the shadows never truly disappear. Beneath the bustling streets of Edinburgh, history and horror coexist, preserved in stone and memory, haunting every corner and every echo. To enter the vaults is to step into a world frozen in time, where past crimes, lost souls, and unexplained phenomena converge. The darkness is absolute. The silence is broken only by the sounds of your own heartbeat, which seems unnaturally loud. Every step could lead deeper into history or into something far more sinister. The Edinburgh Vaults are not merely a site of curiosity, they are a monument to fear, a repository of mystery, and a reminder that some corners of Europe remain untouched by light, known only to the brave or the foolish who dare explore them. And so the vaults endure, silent, hidden, and endlessly watching. Beneath the streets of one of Europe's most historic cities, they wait, waiting for the next visitor, the next adventurer, or the next soul foolish enough to venture too deep. And when they do, the vaults will remember, they always remember.